What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so Gilbert Arenas' descent into madness continues. I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. I think it's getting high time to start coming to the conclusion that a lot of these guys are trolling, or you're starting to suspect that they're being compensated to say some of the stuff they're saying. All right, it just defies logic as to how they're coming to these conclusions, and you have to start thinking that they're saying these things to be contrarian, to be controversial, because controversy garners interest. We'll talk about it. If he said something that we tend to agree with, then we kind of, we'll agree with it, but it doesn't make a lot of noise. So they're saying these things, I think, and he's saying these things for attention. I don't believe that Gilbert believes 60 to 70% of the stuff he says, but he's just saying it, you know. But anyway, he said that in his opinion, the slam dunk contest between Mike and Dominique in the 80s and even Vince Carter's performance in 2000 were, quote, shitty. And this is what he had to say. I put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. And I also want to remind you guys to please subscribe to my channel, Too Raw for Sports, because my other channel I've been locked out of, so I had to start over. I'll put a link in that comment. He said, quote, the NBA dunk contest, it's always been shitty. It's never actually been good. Whenever Chicago and Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins, those were shitty dunk contests. Let's just be honest. I'm sorry. It was so much collusion on who's voting. In 3 years, two people did the same fucking dunks every dunk contest. And then he says, even Vince, the great Vince Carter, 3 out of 5 dunks were windmills. I don't give a shit how you did the windmills. It's still a windmill. Between the legs, windmill. Come off the baseline, windmill. Spin, windmill. All right. Let me ask you guys a question. I don't care what type of dunk Vince Carter did. We had never seen that before at the time. We'd never seen it before. We had never seen a guy in the contest be able to pull off those types of dunks, whether it was a windmill or not. And it said only two of the dunks, not 3 or 4. But the dunks that he did, the degree of difficulty in which he did those dunks, if we can recall, Vince didn't have to attempt those dunks 59 times, which took the excitement out of it. Okay? And as much as I like Matt McClung's performance on Saturday, they don't compare to what Vince did. And Vince did that 23 years ago. Okay? So I don't get the attack on Vince Carter, but that's why I told you guys they're not just going to they're going to start attacking the Kobe era as well. So Kobe fans, fans of like Tim Duncan, fans of Garnett, anybody else, they're going to start coming after your generation. I told you guys, it's cyclical. They've been attacking the generation of players that I've been watching in the 80s, 90s. They're going to start coming after your guys. Now they're coming after Vince. Michael and Jordan. I mean, how can you compare dunks from the 80s to what these guys are doing today? It's stupid. It's like, look, Jordan and Wilkins, they took from players that came before them, like Dr. J and David Thompson, and they took from other players. Connie Hawkins. It took from other NBA players. So, Gus Johnson and many others. So, of course, guys took from Mike and Dominique and added a little bit to that. And then other players added a little bit to that. And that's why you have these guys that can do these things. But let me just put it like this. To end all this shit. If Gilbert is saying that when they were performing, it was shitty, and Vince Carter was shitty, what is today? What have been the last 5 to 6 years of the All-Star Slam Dunk Contest? If that was shitty, what is the last 6 years? What has been pretty much the dunk contest over the past 15 years, period, with the exceptions of, in my mind, Levine, Gordon, and Dwight Howard. What have they all been since then? If you're just going to nitpick with that era, because that, and 99% of people who's listening, those were the highlights. What are you talking about? Yeah, and of course there's some home cooking involved. Stop acting like with Michael Jordan, like he's the only guy that benefited from home cooking. Stop it. Like Charles Barkley said, when they used to play the All-Star games back in the day, whoever was the home representative, wherever the All-Star game was being held, whoever was the player that was part of the team, that was part of that franchise, the home team, they try to get him the MVP. Are these voters biased? All of them are biased. Stop it. So at the end of the day, man, it's just, I don't know, man. Just Gilbert is just coming from a place of ridiculousness at this point, man. He's losing all types of credibility with the stuff he's saying now. I mean, it's like, look, if you're going to attack Michael Jordan, they already say he couldn't shoot. Then they attack his competition. Now you're attacking his athleticism and dunking. Like, geez, what's next? What's next, man? Has Gilbert ever entered a 3-point contest? I'm trying to think. Did he ever enter a 3-point contest? Because he damn sure never won one. But anyway, y'all tell me what you guys think, man. It's just stupidity at this point.